Hey y'all, what's up? It's your girl Shishi with She Reads Tarot. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you all had a great weekend. Today is Monday, August 25th. This is a reading for my Cancer placements, Cancer Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising, and North Node placements. Today we're just going to do a pull on career and finances for the Cancer placements and see what comes out for you all. I was trying to do it yesterday, but I just did not have the energy to do y'all's reading. Alright, so you all could definitely be in a process of attracting abundance, getting into a place of independence, being strategic. You may not be telling anyone about it. Alright, Spirit, what does Cancer placement need? What does my Cancer placements need to keep in mind what do they need to keep in mind when doing this reading regarding their money and finances? What does my Cancer placements need to keep in mind in regards to this money and career reading? What to keep in mind? What does Cancer placements need to keep in mind regarding their career and finances? Alright, so we got the Two of Swords. And we got the Nine of Swords on the top of it. I know this side of the Nine of Swords is about, you know, you've been through a lot. You're the wounded warrior. But it also, through those swords, you can see the sunshine peeking out. So, yeah, you've been through a lot, but it's not the end. You have the scars, but you still have so much, so many good things to come on your path. And then we have the Two of Swords here. Let's see about this side of the Two of Swords. This side of the Two of Swords, you need all your inner focus now to deal with the situation. Tune out damaging distractions, including those you bring upon yourself. The red sword symbolizes self-defense on the material plane, while the blue sword stands for self-defense on the mental and psychic planes. Both are necessary at this time. Okay, so Spirit is saying that you need to really be focused on how to tackle the situation you are in financially, or you know, whatever you're doing for your career or thinking about doing for your career, or some way to make a living. You need to make sure you have your inner focus tuned into that. Tuning out any damaging distractions, people, places, things, addictions, you know, whatever. Because not only do you need to tune out like physical distractions, you also need to be in control of your mental and spiritual environment as well. Okay, so let's see if we can get more about this. Let's see where I want to pull from. All right, Spirit, tell us what you want to know, what you want us to know about this Two of Swords. Tell us what you want to know, what you want us to know about this Two of Swords and Cancer's career and finances. Right, Spirit, can you tell me more about this Two of Swords? Okay, we got side piece. All right, so, you know, make sure not to be settling for less. Like, if you know, down for a good time and you want to be, you know, a secret romance, do a quick fling, you know, that's a personal choice. But Spirit is about, based off of this energy, this is not a place, this is not a label that you want. This is not a position you want to hold in anyone's life, the energy I'm getting here. So, you know, cut through any sugar-coated bullshit that anybody's throwing at you. And just be mindful. Like I said, they may do all the right things in the moment just to, you know, get what they want. But once it's over, once they go back to their person or you go home, you know, you are stuck with reality. So don't entertain anything that's going to distract you from the hustle. Alright, anything else for this Two of Swords spirit? Safe space. Yeah. Emotional sanctuary, comfortability, solitude, protective vulnerability. Here I am safe. Alright, so you could be needing to find you a safe space, create an altar. Because incoming is you getting into this place where you're really only going to be focused on yourself. Only going to be worried about and focusing on personal growth. And you're really unbothered by anything that doesn't pertain to your personal growth. We got on red and deja vu at the top in self-made. Yeah, because you've already been through these, like this Nine of Swords here I was talking about. You've already been through, you've learned these lessons. So yeah, people that's gonna, you know, new characters with the same act are gonna come to you, you know, thinking they got new game or whatever. But like I say, you've already been there, done that. Tell us more about this Two of Swords energy for Cancer's career and finances. Tell me more about Cancer's career and finances and this Two of Swords. Alright, so it looks like some of you all are starting a new job. Congratulations. Or you are searching for a job. Got entry level here. We got insurance. Make sure you sign up for all those benefits, y'all. Make sure your insurance on your car is right, you know. Don't want those kind of problems. And what else we got? We got background checks. So yeah, some of y'all are definitely getting ready to start a new gig. You can have a lot going on right now. You got multitasking at the bottom of the deck, or you're gonna have a lot going on because you got multitasking, deadlines, and changes. So, you know, starting this new job, or when you get this new job, like your routine is gonna change up significantly. You might be used to being a stay-at-home mom, and now you got to kind of weave that into this new routine of going to a 9 to 5 every day. You know, you could have your kids could be in homeschool, and you know, you used to being home, you know, facilitating the classes or whatever, but now you have to go. Now you decide to go to do, you know, go to do a 9 to 5. So, and you know, for some of you all that are going into this new field, you know, I know no one really likes to be micromanaged, but when you start off, you could have people like looking over your shoulder, looking over all your work, or there could be like a lack of training or something. But hear more about this Two of Swords energy for Cancers. More about this Two of Swords energy for Cancer. More about this Two of Swords energy for Cancer. Alright, got something for Cancer placements. Two of Swords. Money, career, and finances. Two of Swords. Alright. You got slow. Making slow progress, but you're getting there. And laborer. Your hard work will be rewarded soon. Keep at it. So, yeah, some of you could be, you know, going into a 9-to-5 where you're doing more labor, like more like labor work. But like I said, it can start off slow, but you're gonna get there. Remember, slow and steady work leads to success that is sustainable. Time to stop putting things off for later when you need to do it now. Okay? Because like I said, you're gonna come into a time where you are gonna be crazy busy. You're gonna have a lot going on. All right, Spirit. What would you like to say about what we have on the table? Any messages about what we have in this spread? Any other message regarding this spread? Okay. Nine of Knives. There go the Nine of Knives there. I just told y'all are going to be coming into a place where you're feeling hopeful again. Your hope is going to be feeling renewed. You get to put a knife in another, you know, piece of forbidden fruit. You conquering something that the future generations won't have to. Cancer, you were going through like quite a tough time once upon a time, or you know, just in your head a bit about your stability. But like I said, the worst is now over. The worst is now over. You got the Son of Coins at the bottom of the deck, so it's slow and steady. You got Ancestors at the top of the deck, which is you transforming, you shedding layers, you know, like I said, having that boundary set where you know that you have to let some things go and close certain doors in order to go into the next door or step onto the next part of your journey. You know, everything and everybody can't go with you. All right, tell me more about this, Spirit. Tell me more about this, Spirit. Color Jack. Yeah, you went through some kind of dark night of the soul. You had a moment where you couldn't do too much of anything. You kind of just had to sit in it. You just had to sit in it and get a different perspective. But now you have these new offers coming in, and that perspective that you took the time to get is gonna make this new journey a lot easier to travel. Yeah, you got 7 of baskets at the bottom of the deck. So yeah, you could have had a lot of you could have a lot of offers coming in. So that Gold Jack energy is gonna be very beneficial because we got Justice right after that. So you want to make sure you get fair justice. You want to make sure that you pick the best cup. Okay, tell me more about Gold Jack. Yeah, you got 8 of coins at the top. Tell me more about Gullah Jack. Tell me more about Gullah Jack. Reveal. This is your energy. Okay? This is about you having the willpower, the drive to push forward. You know, if you are going to be in a field where there's micromanaging or lack of training or the politics aren't all together, this railroad bill, this Gullah Jack energy is telling me that you will get the perspective on how to move in a certain situation. Like, you know, you are going into this venture, this new job to make ends meet, you know, to create some kind of stable foundation, to get yourself started in something. And like I said, the environment could be, you know, a little bit different than what you're used to. Or like I said, you could be used to being a work-at-home mom, or, you know, something that doesn't require you to be in a brick and mortar or having supervisors and things like that. This just could be a whole new environment for you. But with the Chariot here, your energy, you are going to have the willpower to push through these adversities. You know, like when things get tough, just like don't give up. Just, you know, a train, it's hard to stop a train. Very hard to stop a train. So that's the energy you need to have, you know. Make sure you are increasing your efforts to the top notch to make sure that you take full advantage of this opportunity. Now is not the time to let anyone get in your way. Yeah, we got the 6 of Knives and the Ace of Knives at the bottom of the deck. So this is you moving into common waters, you moving into clarity, not confusion. My hands. There you go. Okay. And you got the 5 of Coins. So yeah, this is you coming out of hardship. You know, you could have been unemployed for quite a while. But this is you moving towards financial stability. You coming out of that dark space financially. All right, anything else about Gullah Jack and Railroad Bill? Okay. There's Dr. Buzzard. And the 8 of Knives is at the bottom of the deck. So, yeah, you're getting ready to have options, have a way to go. You know, you're going to be feeling liberated. You know, the 7 of Knives and the Moon, like I said, you could be very strategic about this. You might not be even telling anyone about this. And the 7 of Baskets still on top of the deck, 4 baskets. So this is you choosing a cup. This is you seeing your options, meditating on it, getting introspection, revitalization, and picking a cup and ending the stagnation. So you could have a few jobs calling in for you, or a few choices. But, you know, as long as you know, make sure it aligns with what you're trying to get done, aligns with your morals, and like I say, you're willing to do what it takes to get through this part of your journey, you're gonna get what you are looking for. messages here. Cancer. For Cancer. Okay, we got Clover, lucky break, gamble, good fortune, chance, finance, outdoors, risky business, and surprises. So right now you're coming into a lucky time. Like you could actually win like a gamble, or come into, you know, some money that you don't have to work for. Some of you could be working in the finance industry, some of you could be working outdoors, but a lot of y'all are definitely starting something new. Here's the seal. So a lot of contracts are about to be filled and negotiated and all those things. Some of you could be going back into an old job with spiral at the bottom of the deck. Alright, 1 second, y'all. Alright, y'all, thank y'all so much for your patience. So a lot of y'all could be having like a lot of anxiety right now regarding this new path. Yeah, like right then I don't know, I just got really queasy right now. So a lot of you could be feeling really anxious about this new path, or I'm getting, some of you may be pregnant and like your prenatal vitamins could like have you a little offset in the morning. But like I said, just continue to have that cherry energy, connect with your baby, and like this is something that you're meant to do. So as long as you have the willpower, you stay connected to your baby, you meditate, you'll be able to get through this. And you know, for my other Cancers that are not pregnant and you're just going into this new venture, you know, just make sure you're cutting out all distractions. Cut out anything that's gonna distract you from this journey. Oh, excuse me. I did want to pull a spiritual message for y'all, but I don't see my spiritual deck right now. Okay, so we're gonna see who this is and who it's for. Oh, there it is. And then we'll see who this is and who it's for and close it out. All right, spiritual messages for Cancers. Spiritual messages going in. Spiritual messages for Cancers. So we got Only When I Was Drowning, which comes out quite a bit with y'all, and Spell Worker, Spellbound. So manipulation, illusion, spiritual ego. Sometimes the obsession isn't about love, it's about control. Are you casting from clarity or your wounds? So just make sure that when you are asking for something, praying, manifesting for something, doing altar work, however you go about getting what you want in life, just make sure that you are not in your ego about it. Make sure that you're doing spell work in a clear mindset, not doing it because you want to manipulate an outcome or manipulate a person, you know, okay? And then we got Only When I Was Drowning. We got Rock Bottom Surrender, Spiritual Awakening, and Divine Lifeline. You didn't seek spirit until you sank, but even then you were heard. So, like I said, your spirituality may not have been, you know, what it could be, but you're working on it. And whether, you know, you got it all together or not, spirit, you know, that's just the way the universe works. That's the way God works. Like, the tough times, the hard times, when we forget, you know, that we have divine guidance, like they're always there. So, you know, just keep that in mind. Like even when times get better, just a mindful thank you. You know, maybe start a journal showing your gratitude for, you know, things that come into fruition for you. Okay. All right. Let's see. see who this is and who this is for. Alright, who is this and who is it for? Who is this and who is it for Cancer, and traits about them? Who is it for, and traits about them for Cancers? There go June. So, your birthday, you could be a June Cancer. Alright, who is it for? Traits about them. I knew this was gonna come out. You gotta connect with your spirit, baby. And we gotta talk to me. It'll make sense. That's not even supposed to be in this deck, but that is a message from your spirit, baby. Okay. Message for Cancers. Messages for Cancers. I mean, who is it? Who is it for? Another spirit baby message coming out here. All right, so somebody could be pulling up on you. Someone could have a younger brother, or your younger brother could be pulling up on you. Throat chakra, which is another spirit baby message. I just put all my cards together last night. So speak your truth, so I find my voice. Express your honesty, saying yes, no clearly. And we got, I don't think I'm quite ready. It's not you, it's me. So for some of you who you may be considering getting pregnant, you know, thinking about getting pregnant, or wondering if you can get pregnant or pregnant again, it's just your baby don't feel like they're ready. So this is you connecting to them, talking to them to make them more comfortable, you know. All right, messages for Cancer. Who is it? Who is it for? Who is it about? Somebody could be over 6 feet. This comes out a lot for y'all too. The letter S could be significant. Okay, so somebody did time. Someone has an institutionalized mindset. They still think they in jail. We got play your birthday. Plays with their nose. So somebody. We got light skin. And we got silenced alerts. All right, so I'm gonna pull a few from the Spirit Baby deck. All right, Spirit Baby, for this Cancer placement, what would you like to communicate? What would you like to communicate? Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm starting to not really feel good all of a sudden. I don't know. Okay. All right, we got sacral. Your womb is sacred. I'm helping you clear and create. So this is about your sexuality, what pleases you, and you're creative. And then we got read, sing, dance. So there's something that you used to do creatively, whether it was reading, singing, dancing, that your baby wants you to start back doing so they feel connected to you. You could also have a cat. And your spirit baby really wants you to be their parent, so that they know, they really want you to be their parent, and they're committed. Okay, thank you so much for watching, Cancer. Love y'all. Talk to y'all later.